Erik ten Hag's prayer has always been to have depth in the squad, more players, more depth, and probably more solutions to tight situations. But trust you me, it also comes with its own garbage, selection headache. And guess what? We're seeming to get a sense of it, a feel of it, given that all players are fit, all Man United players are fit. I'm starting off with the attacking positions. How on earth is Erik ten Hag supposed to deal with Alejandro Garnacho, Marcus Rashford, Rasmus Højlund, Amad Diallo, Joshua ZIRKZEE, and Rasmus Højlund? My name is Webb. Welcome to United Sport. Here is for me my take on how Erik ten Hag should be dealing with this whole selection thing, because trust you me, it's going to get to a point where he has got to make tough decisions, and certain players will like the decisions, some won't, but it's all for the good. Now, we know that Joshua ZIRKZEE, because we are all waiting to see what he can do, what style of player he is, and like I always told you, he's the kind of player who links up, even in Erik ten Hag's own admission, even himself, he loves to link up play and drops back, gets involved in play, plays a nice 1-2 pass, move on, carry his teammates along, then keep on moving, and disorganizing the opponents. And that's how he scored that beautiful goal that people want to undermine. But I'll tell you, if you're not a bowler, you cannot press that ball from that distance. So Joshua ZIRKZEE is clearly a bowler, starting material. Now, question is, with ZIRKZEE fit, Amad Diallo, and I'm seeing people who are saying Amad Diallo will probably not start the next game because he did not really shine so much as we expected in the opening game. And I'm thinking, guys, I mean, you don't judge a young player on the first game, his first major start in the Premier League, and you're judging him on that. I thought actually he had a fair performance, a decent performance. He deserves a second chance to be able to grow and get comfortable, because he was starting his first game at Old Trafford in the Premier League. Honestly, I mean, if Anthony was put there and there and there, and of course that did nothing for a whole season, how on earth are we going to give up on Amad Diallo just after one not even terrible performance? It was just below what we expected of him. I think that would be completely unfair. That's not how you manage players. But here's the thing: Joshua ZIRKZEE fit, Rasmus Højlund fit, and it's going to happen in a few weeks. Alejandro Garnacho fit, Marcus Rashford fit. You've got uh, all these players fit. How exactly is Erik ten Hag going to select his team? Now, this is what I think personally. I think for me, Ten Hag might be forced into playing with a back three. I feel like the easiest positions to sacrifice are in the back line. I think the left back department, which we have struggled with for a long time, the best solution would be for us to find a formation that will allow us to play with more players in front and fewer centre backs, but have them well shielded. I mean, where you see Casemiro, I would rather prefer Manuel Ugarte there. But because Casemiro is the one we have now, I will still put him there, and of course Kobe there. But for me, I was thinking, how about this formation that will accommodate both Rasmus Højlund and Joshua ZIRKZEE, and of course also on the wings accommodate Amad Diallo and Alejandro Garnacho, because I still think they are our two best wingers. Rashford, yes, looked sharp a bit in moments, but I still think Garnacho and Amad are better options than him on the flanks, at least for now. Now, for me, I thought of this. Either you can call it a 3-5-2 or a 3-5-1-1. This is for me the formation I'm thinking. Have your Licha in the back, Mathis De Ligt and Mazraoui, impeccable centre backs. De Ligt is solid in the middle of the central defense. Licha solid on the left. Mazraoui is flexible, quite mobile, can drop. Of course, in moments when we have to, one of the midfielders can drop maybe and support the back line, and try to cover up if there is need. But how about start with the back three, then have your holding midfielder in Casemiro, have Kobe and Bruno either side of him, slightly in front. Then Joshua ZIRKZEE, because we've seen he plays well in these areas, he plays well in this space. When he drops back, give him that space to drop back and link up play. Let Højlund be a finisher, our target man, because I think Højlund is a top finisher. Let him stay there. Let Garnacho and Amad fly in from the flanks. But you do recall that even Joshua ZIRKZEE can comfortably keep switching with these players. You recall something I kept dreaming of, that mobility that the mighty Liverpool team with Jurgen Klopp, the one that won the Champions League, the mobility they had with Bobby, Sadio Mane, and Mo Salah. You recall that mobility? I feel like in ZIRKZEE, Ahmad, and Garnacho, we can have a semblance of that. Keep HOJLUND up top as the finisher. And I think HOJLUND for us will even make it better because this Liverpool did not have a finisher like HOJLUND. They were playing with mostly sort of a false nine. And among the three, they would score the goals. Mane, Bobby, and Mo Salah, who was scoring more than the rest. But for us, if we have ZIRKZEE, who can switch because of his style, we can clearly see he can go this way, then have Garnacho come through the middle, then Ahmad flies this side. Those puzzles keep, puzzling. But also Ahmad can keep switching with HOJLUND. HOJLUND can go, wide a bit at times because he can also carry the ball. Or, that puzzling style for me is something that we have lacked in our attack. That I think would really make us a whole different elephant to deal with. I feel for me, this is the best formation to first of all give chance to our best players, first of all, but also to make us bring out what Erik Ten Hag wants to play, because Erik Ten Hag is mostly about attacking, attacking, attacking. So I think for me, this would be the best the best solution for our formation. So instead of sacrificing one of these kids, because all of them are hotter than the sun, sacrifice a defender and then adjust in ways where Casemiro can drop into the back line when he has to, when we are short-handed, when we have a numerical disadvantage in the back. Let Casemiro drop in the back line and let Kobe come somewhere and support the back line, but don't sacrifice our attack, because the best way to defend in football, they say, is to attack. So the more players we have, but all these are ball users, all these are comfortable ball users, all these can potentially score a goal, all these can beat off a man. For me, the 3-5-2 or 3-5-1-1 formation would be a fair option, probably the best option given the squad we have. Now replace Casemiro with Ugarte, who is most likely going to join. Replace Casemiro with Ugarte. Trust you me, we don't need a left back. We don't need to play with the left back. I think we will be good. The beauty with the back three, it also gives you good mobility to press high. That high press we want to play with the back three, it's even easier. It gives you better mobility. So you find yourselves in a situation where all these center backs shift and they're at either the center line or even in the half, in the opposition half. The last man standing in the opposition half when you're pressing high, with Ugarte also adding. So that's how Erik Ten Hag wants to play. He's a high press. So I think for me, the back three would make sense. So the people calling for Ahmad being benched or whoever, my feeling is I don't think it would be right. I think Ahmad is in his element. We need to give him a formation that will accommodate him. Now, neither should we be thinking of benching ZIRKZEE, that having him come off the bench. The way he played, he showed us how good and comfortable he is as a footballer. The best thing to do, I think, is to just accommodate him as well. So is Garnacho and HOJLUND, a finisher. You don't pay £72 million for a striker who scores 17 goals in his first season across all competitions, and you're benching him because you're excited over ZIRKZEE. ZIRKZEE is good, but they can both be. We can be better with both of them playing together. That's my honest opinion for me on our whole strikers and of course selection situation. Now I've seen just a report that has just come in, of course, confirming that Brentford have left Ivan Toney out of their squad for the opening game. That Ivan Toney is not there. Of course, as I told you, he's trying to force a move away. He's not happy. I mean, I think he wants to move and get another club. Well, question is which club, because he has been linked with so many clubs, including Arsenal, who for me I still think would be the front runners to sign him. Clubs like Man United, there were baby links with him. Several clubs in Saudi as well. But question is, where will he go? What's happening? Because he's not in there. Is he the guy who could be who Arsenal could see as the solution to their striking problems? Could he be the guy that Man United could bring in as that experienced striker to support these two youngins, that's in Joshua ZIRKZEE and Rasmus HOJLUND? Well, again, it's a matter of time. But Brentford have left Ivan Toney out of their squad for the opening game. Let me know what your 2 cents about that, and whether you think Man United should be of course, jumping on him. He's of course not going to be playing today against Crystal Palace. He won't be in that game. My name is Webb. This is the United Sport. Give me your opinion on the selection on who should be dropped for in your view in terms of the forward positions, and also whether you think a back three would make sense for Man United. It's a rare formation to see, but I feel like we can try it and see. If it doesn't work, of course, we drop back to a back four. But I feel like it's one formation we can, rely on in certain games where we need all these so many, attacking players. Give me your 2 cents about it.